Hello ค่ะ Can you hear me now ค่ะ Hello
Yes.
Okay Good afternoon Dr.Dararat
Good afternoon.
Okay How do you do
I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
Very well thank you It's 17 of you Right Okay So I hope all of you took a look for those 4 clips already, and today we will continue with the figure 5.7. So at the end of that class, I already asked you, have you done some homework? Have you got the answer to share with me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. That's a good yes. Okay, so Gita one, what would be your answer? Hello, Natapon.
In 132
132 and
and
out
120.
120. Okay, good, thank you. Anyone else would like to share your answers with me? You can disagree with Gita one. If you got the answer differently, let me know.
I can find in 126.
So Ratanapon in 126, let me change the color. In 126,
Yep. Out 120.
120. Okay, good, thank you. Pawarapad in 990 out 120. Right. 990. 990, 120. Anyone else would like to share your answer? So let me remind you students, all of you should do the calculation by yourself, okay? Because we cannot ignore this part in order to analyze the capacities of the service system, okay? So what you need to understand, it's about the concept of this rectangle of this square. Okay, so there are 3 parts that you have to find out. So you should identify the activity numbers, then capacity per hours, then cycle time in seconds. Okay, so if you understand how to calculate these 3 numbers, then you bring it to the diagrams and then identify how many applicants, how many customers, how many portions. It depends on the question. Okay, in this case, it's about application. It's about the customer who come to applying for a driving license in the US. And we have the components of the questions for you that it already said that there are 6 activities altogether. Okay, you got to start from the activity number 1 and finish by the activity number 6. What you got to bear in mind, they provide you some extra conditions, which is the eye test. Eye test will be used an expensive equipment, okay? And also a photograph machine, also an expensive equipment. These kind of conditions will provide you the opportunity for you to re-engineer the process. We call it re-engineer the process. In other words, it's a way for you to improve the quality of the service. Improve the quality of the service can say in terms of reducing the cycle time, increasing the capacities And in this case, we like to increase the capacities. So right now, I receive 3 different answers for the input. I receive 3 different numbers, 3 different answers. Okay. And based on the conditions that provide in the figure 5.7, I have to say there will be only one person who get the answer right. Okay. So spend your time with this lecture carefully, students. You got to leave the class by this evening, by truly you go through every process of the calculation, and you should be able to identify each step and understand them correctly. If you don't understand them, don't leave the class today. I beg you, everybody. Okay. So what I would like you to do, I would like all of you to look through the kids on the figure 5.7 on the page 17 of chapter 5. Look at this carefully. You will see there are 6 inputs. Okay. And the diagram show that one box represent in one staff. So one staff will be working for the activity number 1 to number 5. Okay. We are going to do the calculation step by step. Okay. So the student will provide the correct answer, will receive extra mark, of course. Okay. Excited? I hope you're excited. Okay. Are you there? Still there?
Yes.
Yes, ka.
Okay,ค่ะ. Okay, so you got this area to write down the activity numbers, and then 165. How did you get 165 from? How did you get this number from? Did you know that? No? Okay, so the 165 will come from a cycle time from step 1 to step 5 here. At cycle time from step 1 to step 5, 15 plus 60 plus 15 plus 30. So that's 15 plus 30 plus 60 plus 40 plus 20 equal to 165. So that's referred to 165 here. Okay. And how about 22? How did you get 22 from? Okay, so 22 refer to the position of what? The position of the capacity per hour. The capacity per hour. So 1 hour equal to 60 minutes, and 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. Okay, so that's come to 3,600. So the 22 come from 60 minutes times 60 seconds divided by 165, which is equal to capacity. So 60 times 60 equal to 3,600 divided by 165, which is equal to 21.82. Have you got this number? Get your calculator ready. Trying to do the calculation with me. Okay, so you not get confused in the examination room. So we got the capacity of each staff 21.82 applications, or this staff in 1 hour can produce, can process, can serve the customer up to 21.82 customers per 1 hour, per 1 working hour. How would you interpret 21.82? Can you acknowledge that the 21.82 is different from the diagram because the diagram illustrates 22. Have you got the questions in your mind now? Why they come up with 22 number? Let's say if we are going to work for 1 hour and from the calculation, we can finalize the customer up to 21.82 customers per 1 hour. So let me ask you, how many applications that you can proceed, that you can finish in 1 hour? 21 or 22? 21 or 22? Students, I need your
22.
22 or 21?
22.
22.
21.
Don't be afraid of your answer, okay? 22, Poo Ping. Come on, Poo Ping. You got to turn on your camera today. I need friends. Thank you, Poo Ping.
I just finished my lunch.
Oh, okay, good. So that's almost finished, but not 21. Almost finished. What do you mean by that, Pawarapat? Almost finished, but not 21.
It means almost finished, but it's not finished.
Yes.
Have like
And the
10%
answer should
left
be,
to do.
so the answer should be
21.
21. Okay, good point. Any one of you disagree with this? So this got to be changed from 22 to 21. Okay, so you cannot write 22 for the capacity because in 1 hour, even though you need only 2 seconds or you need only 1 second to finish, but in the reality, you are not finished. Just about to finish, but not finished. So we cannot estimate 21.82 to 22 applications. Okay, so if we're going to count how many applications will be finished by 1 hour, 1 working hour, so we got to provide the answer at 21. Okay, so that's come to 21 for each staff to be finished. So 21 of this, 21 of this, 21, and 21. So in this case, they are 6 staff work at the same time, 6 persons working at the same time. So 21 times 6 equal to 126, which in other words, I can write down here, 126 will be input. 126 will be input for this staff, for this position. And then with this position, there will be 1 person work for 1 activity, which is activity number 6. Activity number 6, the cycle time represent in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. How about capacity? Let's check the capacity. So the capacity equal to 60 times 60 divided by 30 equal to 120, correct. 120 will be output. So if you provide the input 126 applications, and this person can work and let the applications proceed to the end of the working hour number 1. So in 126, but they have the capacity to finalize application up to 120 applications maximum. So what is the number of the output? The number of the output would be 120 only. Even though you let the application to be input. So these 6 persons work at the same time. Okay. So proceed 126 applications to be input for the last stage of the service. But this person can provide you the maximum capacity up to 120 applications only. So the final answer would be the output, the maximum capacity of the output of this process within 1 working hour. They will produce the applications to be finalized, to be finished at 120 applications only. So the input would be 21 times 6 because there will be 6 staffs working at the same time. Okay, so the lowest number that can proceed to input will be 21 times 6 equal to 126. This is input. And output would be 120 applications per application per 1 hour. Now, we can see the capacities of this process once we re-engineer. This is the way we re-engineer the process. So we reconstruct the process. We reorganize the station, the position, the steps of working. This is we call re-engineer the process. The main point of re-engineer the process is about we like to improve the capacity, we like to improve the quality of the service. Okay, so the answer, the students who's got the answer correctly would be
รัตนาพรอาจารย์คะหนูถามหน่อยได้ไหมคะ Where is 60 60 คูณ 60อะค่ะ
Where did I get this from?
Yep. Can you explain more?
Okay, so 126 and 120. Who's got the marks for this? Ratanaporn, right?
ใช่ค่ะ
Okay, remind me at the end of the class. And those 2 persons too. I remember Pawarapat and Kitawan, right?
Yes ค่ะ
Okay, remember to claim your marks for that. So let me explain this. So Ratanaporn is here. The capacity per hour, that's a clue. We like to calculate the maximum, which is we refer it to capacity. If we work full load, that means every seconds, every minute, we continue working. So there will be no break. There will be no time to play on Facebook or Instagram. So full capacity for 1 hour. And we all know that 1 hour equal to 60 minutes. So that's the first 60 come from. 60 refer to 60 minutes. And 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. That's the second 60 come from. So the maximum time is 3,600 seconds divided by cycle time in seconds. So if the equation will be changed and more complex, you got to look back at the units of the equations. If the questions provide you the unit of minute. So this will reduce from 60 times 60 to only 60. Because the capacity per hour refers to 60 minutes per 1 hour, not seconds. So did you understand my answer, Ratanaporn?
ค่ะ
Okay. Anyone else in this class do not understand this process flow and the way to calculate the capacities? No. Okay, so you are truly understand. Okay, if you can calculate this, okay, and for those students who got the answer wrong, look back to your calculation part, okay, then trying to get yourself in a deeper understanding, okay, step by step. And the way to improve the quality of the service, we refer to reduce the time, increase the capacity, increase the number of the applications at the end. So that means we trying to re-engineer the process. So if you're going to ask me how many answers would be possibly happen in this case, I would say hundreds answer. It depends on you. It depends on your perspective to look through the case. You can rearrange activity 1 with activity number 2. Or maybe activity 1 with activity 4. It depends on you. But you got to be able to finalize the numbers of the output for me. Okay? Right. Okay. First of all, you see the number of the input, you see the number of the output, 126 and 120 respectively. So what did you acknowledge from this? I do acknowledge that there will be 6 applications will be lost during the journey of serving customer. So that's 126 minus 120 equal to 6 applications will be lost. Okay. So that's the idea for you, okay, as a manager, to look at the process and trying to find a way to improve the quality of the service once again. This is the idea. To finalize this chapter, some of you may confuse or maybe ask why I have to study this calculation part. The idea of this is I show you the diagram of the theme park. If some of you gain experience to travel to overseas, especially with the Disneyland, okay, so those refer to theme park. And those theme park, under the regular circumstances, you're going to see lots of queues at one attraction. At the dolphins, you may see such a long queue. Queue level, you see another long queue here. The idea of studying this calculation part, it's a way for you to maximize the customers, the number of the customer, reduce the waiting time, which is waiting time, in other words, refer to the cycle time. Okay, if you are a manager, if you are a business owner, you can re-engineer, reconstruct, rearrange the process of serving customer. If you haven't got a clue yet, I also got another example for you. This is the process of the health maintenance organization. Think about your health service center, okay, by your village, next to your door, or in Thailand, in hospital or private clinic or public hospital. In China, I think you can refer to health service center next to your home. So there will be different steps in each case. And this case, they provide you the time, the unit of time in seconds, so easy. Okay. if this is going to be changed to minutes, you got to be careful with the capacities. Okay. So the idea of you got to be able to draw this rectangle, link it with the arrow to create a process flow. Provide the details in each triangle. Okay. Then calculate input and output. The conditions that I mentioned earlier, just like this. If I provide you the details of saving costs, because if we employ extra person, if we employ a lot of staff, that refer to extra costs of the company. So the idea of this calculation is to saving the cost of the company. Reduce one staff, not refer to working hours, time, wage. If you can reduce one staff to work with, so reduce staff doesn't mean the wages only. It's about your company got to pay extra for sick leave, right? Annual leave. Some of the company provide you the healthcare service as well. So healthcare costs per person. Social insurance. Lots of costs in order to employ one staff. So to reduce a number of staff to work for you, it's a good idea for the company. Okay. So this is the case for you to do once you got spare time. Okay. And bring the answer back to me if you can. Okay. To prove your understanding. So you got to look back at each step. And for some steps, you can combine two persons to work with or one person to work with two activities. It depends on you to re-engineer the projects. So this is an extra case for you, case 5.2. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's the chapter 5. Have you got the answer for chapter 5? Okay. Not yet. Okay. Right. And that's it, kids, for chapter 5. Okay. So next, let me finish this. So I stop